What's up, y'all? It's Tyon Johnson back again with another video. And this time I'm doing things a lot different. I actually bought my good friend Devin here along for the ride. We're gonna do a review of an entire house, Parfums de Marly. Maybe unfamiliar to you if you're new to the fragrance world. People in fragcom, as they call the fragrance community, definitely know about this house. It's a niche house. All they do are fragrances, and they got some pretty good stuff. And what's nice is I was actually able to go out, purchase this sample box where they provide you with 5 samples for about, I think I did about $65, something like that. That's a good route to go when you're jumping into this hobby, because you don't want to blind buy. I mean, you can do it, but I wouldn't recommend it. I myself have done it, and I can definitely see where you can feel like you wasted some money, you wasted your time and effort. You online searching, or you watching videos about certain fragrances that different reviewers may recommend, even that I might recommend. We all have our own opinion. Everything that smells good to me isn't going to smell good to you, but I do always try to keep it honest and let you guys know how I feel about these fragrances, and that's what we're gonna do here today. So we're gonna jump right into it. So we're gonna do an opening spray so Devin can let you all know what he thinks about the initial smell of the fragrance, and he's gonna rate that 1 to 5, and then I'm gonna have him smell the dry down of that same fragrance later on, and he'll rate it 1 to 5, combine those, and you'll get your score 1 out of 10. And we can let you all know which bottle we might potentially end up buying a full bottle of. Which fragrance we might potentially buy a full bottle of. So let's jump right into it. First up, we got Cologne. I actually forgot to mention that when I purchased the sample box, they provided a free sample of one of their newest fragrances. Cologne comes in a very nice looking red bottle, but y'all probably don't care about that. Y'all just want to know whether or not this stuff smells good. So let's get that a spray. Tell me what you think about that one.
So from the initial spray, I just get like a very strong odor. Preferably, I'll probably give it a 1, just because the initial spray is just not something that I would like. Maybe something that you guys may be interested to, but for me, I just can't see myself getting into this one.
Hey, he rated this thing a 1 on a scale of 1 to 5, so you can't get more honest than that. And at the end of the day, that's what I harp on more than anything. I just want to let you guys know my honest opinion about whether or not this stuff smells good. My friend here is gonna do the same exact thing. One day down the line, maybe we'll get into breaking down the notes and all the good stuff, and I get a smell of patchouli. I don't know all that stuff just yet. Right now, we're gonna go ahead and let you know that the opening of Cologne, not the biggest fan. Thumbs down on that one, that's a 1. Next up, we got Pegasus. This one actually comes in a very nice chrome looking, like the entire bottle looks like chrome, if you care to know that. Think about Pegasus.
Initial spray, smells good. I gotta give it a 4.5.
4.5.
4.5. I like Pegasus. I'm liking where it's going so far with the initial spray.
And I gotta agree with them. That's what's crazy. Like, that's how this whole thing even started. We kind of jumped into this fragrance hobby at the same time. We kind of got a similar nose, so we'll bounce ideas off of each other. I'll purchase something or run across something at like my local Sephora or something, recommend it to him, or vice versa. He'll do the same, and I'll go out and give it a try. And a lot of times we end up liking some of the same stuff. I think it's maybe been like 1 or 2 fragrances that we haven't agreed on, but we'll see. By the end of this video, maybe that'll remain the same. But Pegasus so far is a pretty good one, Devin. Well, 4.5. Let's try out the next. Next up, we got Harriet. This one comes in like a gunmetal gray bottle, which is pretty cool. Oh, that's the damn strip. Just think about that one.
Initial spray, I give it a 4.5. I like the opening spray of this. It smells good. The initial spray, I give it a 4.5.
Another 4.5. So now we got Pegasus and Harriet tied so far at 4.5. It's a huge improvement from that one that we got on Cologne. And with this one, if I describe it, I say, before I get ahead of myself, so far I believe all of these are more suited for colder weather. I don't think we've smelled anything that has like a fresh scent to it. Mm-hmm. These are more darker fragrances, and with this one, I believe this probably has like tobacco in it or something like that. I'm not 100% sure, but that's kind of what I'm picking up on. And it's like a sweetness at the same time, which is actually pretty nice.
Yeah, I like the opening spray of that one, so I give it a 4.5. Thumbs up on that one.
All right, next up we got Galloway. I'm not sure. Actually, I think Galloway comes in like an all white, a porcelain white bottle, which is actually pretty nice too. Which, if you guys happen to care about presentation when it comes to your fragrances, I know with some people that's pretty important. With these prices at retail for 100 ml from Parfums de Marly, you're gonna be spending somewhere around $2.95 with discounts that you can find on websites like FragranceNet. That'll bring you to around $2.05, I believe. So presentation is something that people care about. They don't want to spend that type of money and feel like they're holding a cheap bottle.
Right.
So just thought I'd throw that out there. All right, let's see what Galloway smells like. Oh Lord, got that all on my hand. Shit. There we go. Alright. Sorry, I had a little spraying difficulty there. Alright, give that Galloway a rating.
Opening spray, I give it a 3.5. Galloway, it's a different smell. It's not necessarily a bad smell. Just for the opening spray, what I'm rating now, I gotta give it a 3.5.
I could definitely stand with that one because, again, I feel like so far all of these fragrances more for colder weather. They have those darker notes. Nothing that you would think of on like a summer day that just smells fresh and refreshing. These are more so meant to cut through that cold weather, something that when it's like 30 degrees outside or colder, you have this fragrance on, it'll cut through that cold weather, you'll still be able to smell it. And I say all that to say that I think that they tried to throw some freshness in on Galloway.
Yeah, it seems like it.
And that's kind of what's making it a lot different.
Yeah, it seems like it has a little hint of some kind of sweetness in there. Like.
All right, next up we got Layton. Layton actually comes in a like a navy blue, solid navy blue bottle. It's pretty nice as well.
Man, this smells amazing. The opening spray, I gotta give it, I say a 4.8.
4.8 so far, that's the winner.
It has a fresh smell, man, but personally I like fresh smells, so that's probably the reason why I'm a little biased with it. But it smells good though. The opening spray, I can see girls like, yeah, what's up?
Hey, and at the end of the day, that's probably why majority of us guys get into this thing in the first place. You want to smell good for your significant other, or you're out there trying to get a significant other. I know for me, a lot of times I'll try to sneak them in. I'll spray these on myself and hope that I'll like walk past my girl and she'll make a comment like, you smell good.
Oh, yeah.
Which so far, only one of these has done that trick, has pulled that off for me, which I'll get into that later. But so far, let's go ahead and talk about Leighton with that 4.8, was it?
4.8 opening spray, 4.8. I liked it. It was a fresh smell. Different. I couldn't compare it to any other smell just by the opening spray, of course. But
yeah, and I like that you say that, because it's very different. And especially when you say fresh, it's not gonna be reminiscent of anything else that you would think of when you say fresh. But there are fresh nuances within this fragrance. Honestly, I had seen a lot of other reviewers mention this fragrance, and I was on the verge of blind buying this one because I saw so many people sing its praises. They felt the exact same way that Devin feels about it. And honestly speaking, this is one of those ones where our noses, I guess, aren't the exact same, because I don't love it. I don't love this one. It doesn't smell bad, but it's just, for me, I don't know. I can't quite put a finger on it. I think the problem for me is I am so much a big fan of like that typical fresh smell, and with this one being a bit different, it just throws me off a little bit. But it is a good fragrance, and again, this is one that is meant to be worn in colder weather, so you want to throw this one on during the fall or the winter. I'm pretty sure you wouldn't want to wear this during the summertime. Because it does have those hints of sweetness in it, and that'll just become like annoying or cloying during that warm weather, and it'll drive you crazy. But on to the next one, Leighton 4.8. Last but not least, we got Percival. Percival actually comes in a blue bottle as well, a royal blue bottle though.
this smells great too. Opening spray, I gotta give it a 4.7.
4.7?
4.7.
Still falls a little bit behind Leighton, but almost got it.
Almost got it. That opening spray is powerful, so I do like the power behind it. It's definitely like a loud smell. Probably maybe like one spray of that. Sheesh.
Yeah.
I can see it. I can see it being a winner.
And again, Devin hit another good point with this one being powerful. Actually, all of Parfums de Marly's fragrances are pretty strong. And the opening of this one may be the strongest, but it's not like strong in a way where it's so loud where it'll automatically get on your nerves and anything like that. But they all are strong, and you can definitely smell the quality is there. They will all last you throughout your workday. I find it real hard to believe that these wouldn't perform past at least 5 hours. More than likely it'll be longer than that, 6-7 hours. So definitely can spray these on before you go to work, and it's gonna last you throughout your workday. My opinion of this opening is pretty much, I'd have to echo Devin again. Smells pretty strong, but it's again a very, very good strong, and
great strong.
And it's completely different from all these other fragrances that we've smelled so far, because this one is strictly fresh. This one does not include those dark notes that the other fragrances from Parfums de Marly has. It's like, I think I've said this to you before, it reminds me of an expensive shower gel, expensive body wash, I should say.
Right.
Man, it smells good. Like it has sweetness in there, but the freshness, I think, it overpowers that sweetness, and safe for work, safe for casual. Man, I love this one. He gave it a 4.7. That's real close to a 5. I think this one may be a 5 for me. I don't think I even gave a rating on any of the other ones, aside from just agreeing with what Devin had to say. But on this one, yeah, I gotta jump out there and say this is a 5 for me. personal. So now what we're going to do is actually jump into the dry downs of all those fragrances that we just ran through and rate those, combine them, and we'll see how the results. First up, we got Cologne. That dry down. Tell me what you think.
Oh. With this one, man, I gotta stay in the one, but this dry down, it doesn't do it for me. I came from outside and I'm still outside going inside.
Oh, man. Hey, that's so funny because I don't know if earlier, I think earlier I mentioned that when I initially smelled this one, I was on the verge of saying, oh, this smells good. Or, yeah, it fooled me for about 30 seconds or so, but the dry down, man, this smells like, it smells like a flower pot to me. Like, it literally smells like the, what's that, if you get like a bean bag, Miracle Grow or something like that.
I could see that being some type of mulch.
Yes, mulch or something, man.
That's mulch, man. When you're trying to get your plants growing out there, you're going to get a new fresh pound of mulch. That's what they get with that one. I don't know Perfume Damali. I don't know that's just not me.
Sorry, same here, man. And I hate it because I know this is one of their like most recent releases, and I've seen a handful of people that love this stuff, and they have it up front in their pictures of their collection. So clearly they love it, but again, this just goes to show you that everybody's opinion is different. Everybody knows it's the same. Like, man, it smells like dirt. Sorry. All right, next up we got the Pegasus Dry Down.
This smells good, man. I feel like it's thorough. With the dry down for Pegasus, I gotta give it a 5. They got something with that.
Solid 5, y'all. So that first score, I believe, was a 4.5.
4.5, yes.
Yep. So right now we got Pegasus sitting at 9.5. That's pretty strong. A 5 and a 4.5. And this one I do love. I think before I mentioned some of the other ones tried to throw in the freshness, and the dry down on this one, I actually get a little bit of freshness in this, but more like a powdery freshness. Also get some creaminess, which is a little weird.
I like where they went with that. It's very different. So
yeah, this is nice, man. This might be one of those full bottle purchases. $10.95. I don't know. We'll see. Let's jump into the next one. Not that. And I think I forgot Cologne. That's just a 2, man. We can't. I don't even think we gotta worry about counting that one. So on to the next. Next up, we got Harry.
The dry down for this, I give it a 4. The dry down is good. It just reminds me of something that's already out there. They didn't do good with differentiating that scent. I feel like it's a similar scent that I possibly already have, but I'll give it smells good, but overall, I think I said a 4.
4, yeah.
I'll give it a 4 on the dry down on that.
So 4 on that one. I think that brings us at 8.5. I'm pretty sure you did 4.5 on the initial spray for this one. And yeah, I think initially I got more of that like smokiness or tobacco with hints of sweetness, and on the dry down, I'm getting more. I feel like the sweetness is stronger on the dry down.
Right.
With the hint of the smokiness, because it doesn't smell bad.
It doesn't smell bad. I can see it being purchased, but for that price, I feel like you can find something out there that has that similar smell. That's why I gave it the rating that I gave it.
Yeah, and again, that's still a pretty solid score of 8.5. So again, I probably wouldn't advise blind buying it, but you can do the same thing. Purchase one of these sample boxes. And maybe you'll think the complete opposite. If so, jump in the comments below. Let me know what you think. Let's jump into the next. All right, so Galloway.
Galloway, it's just not that strong for me. I still like, I need that power when it dries down too. So with this one, I gotta give it around, I say a 4 as well. It doesn't smell bad. I like the smell, but it just, I can't see myself spending that type of money on that one.
Dropping that $295. See, this is a very expensive hobby, guys.
Yeah.
I don't know how we stumbled upon it. Well, I guess I do know how we stumbled upon it. You know, we like to smell good for our ladies, so or for the ladies, guys in general. You know, I gotta agree with you, and I think I might be a little harsher if I was to give a rating on this one. The other ones, I agree with you on as far as giving. What was the last one we did?
I think I gave hair a 4.
4,
as well.
yeah, a 4.5 and a 4. I agree with those wholeheartedly. But Galloway, this is a tricky one because it doesn't smell bad, but
It doesn't.
it's something in it that doesn't do it for me. So I'd probably give the dry down on this one a 3. So, but anyway, we're going off of Devin's ratings, and with his rating, I think this is tied with hair actually at 4.5. I mean,
Yeah.
8.5. The 4.5 and the 4. So let's see what the next fragrance off. Leighton Dry Down.
Leighton, man, it's just, it smells good. I like Leighton a lot. I gotta give this I give it a 4.3. I like the dry down of Leighton, and I can still smell it like a good, it has pretty good power behind it.
4.3. Now, when he said 4.3, I ain't gonna lie, I was like, dang, he trying to make this math hard for me. I think the first one you said 4.8.
4.8 and a 4.3.
9.1, I think.
I'm not a math major. 9.1, yeah, 9.1. Yeah, that's a 9.1 right there.
Yep, 9.1 on the Leighton. I will say that Leighton does have a pretty solid dry down. I definitely prefer the dry down in comparison to the opening. My rating would probably be 4.5. You know, so 0.2 up from the 4.3. Just cause I don't want to be too harsh on it. Again, this is one that a lot of reviewers seem to love, and I want to love it for that reason because I feel like those people really know what they're talking about. Like, again, it's not that it smells bad. I think in my mind I was expecting something completely different, so that kind of threw me off. This dry down is pretty smooth. I can definitely see it getting compliments from the masses. Safe to pull off at work during the colder time of year. So yeah. 9.1.
9.1.
And then right here we have Percival.
Percival, I gotta give it a 4.6. I like it. It's the power behind that's amazing. Like, I can see myself, if I spray that, I can see someone turning around. I can see compliments given on that one.
All right, Percival at a 4.6. I think the first time he gave it a 4.7, so it looked like it definitely swayed in my direction. Yeah, Percival, man, this stuff is it's pretty legit. We might both be biased because I'm pretty sure Devin is. Well, I know Devin is a bigger fan of the fresher fragrances like myself. And Percival, out of this entire lineup, is no-brainer the freshie within this group. You heard it from him, not me. Didn't sway his opinion at all. Again, we just giving you honest opinions, and Percival actually got it with the 9.3. And I hope I'm not doing the editing on this and find out that I did some bad math. But we'll find out. So that's it. That's our little guide for Parfums de Marly. Kind of want to put y'all up on a house that you may not be familiar with. I know when it comes to the niche fragrances, a lot of people probably have heard of Creed. I don't want to say it's in competition with them, but it's in that same world as far as it being a niche house rather than designer house like your Christian Dior's, Gucci, Versace, yeah, exactly, Chanel. This one, all they do is fragrances. They don't sell clothes or anything like that. So you're paying a bit more for the prices. Gotta thank Devin here coming and taking the time out to join and give y'all these ratings. I hope y'all enjoyed the video. If you did, hit that like button, subscribe for sure. If you're open to it, share it on social media. I appreciate all of that. It helps the channel to grow, and I'm definitely trying to do that because I'm trying to get better with this stuff. That's more encouraging for me when I see y'all likes, when y'all jump in on the comments and tell me what you think about the review. Tell me what your thoughts are on some of these fragrances that I reviewed. Hope y'all have a good one. Till next time. Appreciate it.